Hello, what's up YouTube photographer on this way, and in this tutorial I want to show you this amazing skin tone tool that is going to help you get the most natural and beautiful and evened out skin tone and really matching skin tone in most of your images in Capture One. So this is Capture One and this is going to be a Capture One tutorial, and those interested, make sure you type in Google, type in Capture One, get it and pay for a license to get access to all the features of Capture One. You won't regret having Capture One. And for those that already have Capture One, this is a tutorial for you. And those that wish to get Capture One in the nearby future, you can still watch this and understand this amazing skin tone tool that is going to help you achieve the best out of your images. So without further ado, let's get started. And if at all you find this video helpful, make it a point that you hit the like button so that YouTube can push and recommend this video to so many people out there. So let's look at this image. So I want to show you two different instances whereby we want to color grade skin tones. One is going to be an instance whereby the model is going to be having or putting on an outfit that is not related or close to the colors in the skin tone. And the second instance, we're going to be having a model that is going to be putting on colors that are close to skin tone. Remember, as you're trying to match even skin tones, also it depends on the color of the outfit the model is also putting on. So I'll show you two different ways you can go about this. And for this case, for the first instance, we just want to look at the outfit and she's putting on white, and the image was shot on a slightly grayish background right here. So for this case, this is going to be an easy technique, and I tend to use this in most of my color grading of my images. So for this case in Capture One, you can see we're going to be working with layers and also brushes and also the eraser tool. So for this case, I'm just going to come and simply right click on the plus icon, and I'm going to create a new field adjustment layer, and I'm going to rename that to skin tone. So the first instance, the model is putting on an outfit that is not or does not have any colors related to skin tone. So this is going to affect the color grading process as we proceed with this very tutorial, and stick around to the very end because both techniques are going to be helping you at the very end. So with this new field adjustment layer, it means the color grading is going to be affecting the overall image, like you can see here. So usually in Capture One, I tend to do my basic adjustments on the background layer itself, and I tend to do any color correction or color grading on that new field adjustment layer, as you can see. So I'm just going to simply press M on the keyboard, M for mask on the keyboard, and I'm going to go straight down to my color editor. And if at all you're missing this in your Capture One, you can simply right click anywhere on where you have your tools and you can look for whichever tool that you're missing. And for this case, if at all you're missing color editor, you can simply get it right here. So if at all you want your Capture One to look like mine, you can simply come to Window, Workspace, and come to Migration. So for this case, we are under color editor, and you can see we have basic, advanced, and skin tone, and the major emphasis for this tutorial is skin tone right here. So with that selected, and simply come and get your color picker tool, meaning you just want to sample a color. So with this tool, it is more of an eyedropper tool. You can pick a color that you want to correct in the skin area. So just come and get the color picker tool, and as soon as it is selected, it's going to turn a little bit orange in color. And right now you can zoom in and look for a color that you want the rest of the skin to look like. So for this case, I'm just going to simply click right here, and as soon as I click right here, you can see it chooses or gets me the range in which that color is falling. So meaning I just want to make the rest of the skin look like this sampled area. So in Capture One, you can see this is the point in which the skin tone is falling, this middle dot right here. And in order to see a selected color range quite better, you can just come to View Selected Color Range and simply turn on this, and it's going to desaturate the rest of the colors that don't fall within this color range, and it's going to leave the color range option that is selected in the colored version. So you can turn this off, and the major emphasis for the tutorial is going to be the uniformity slider. So with the uniformity slider right here, you can now work on the skin tones even better. So when you come to uniformity and simply start dragging this up, you can see the skin tone or skin color tends to look a little bit uniform. Just look at the before right here. I'm just going to zoom in right here. Just look at, we have some yellows right here, we have some magentas, and the skin doesn't look really uniform. So as soon as you take up the hue slider, just look at how the skin is now looking a little bit uniform or better. You can even come and turn up the saturation. So I tend to use both the hue and saturation slider hand in hand in order to get the most uniform skin tone for my subjects or my models. So I'm just going to zoom out to look at the image from a distance. So remember, as you're doing all this, you have to take into consideration that it has chosen the skin color, or the tonal range within the sampled point right here is going to be yellows, magentas, oranges, and some reds. So remember, if at all the model is putting on a color that is falling within this, it's also going to be made to look like this skin. So that is why I have a second part for it. But if at all the outfit is not falling within these colors that fall within the skin color, you can use this technique that I'm showing you right now. So you can see that the skin has now turned out to look a little bit uniform or better. But as we're using the uniformity slider and saturation, we tend to make the skin look a little bit either greenish or yellowish in color or magenta-ish in color. So you can come to the amount, and that is why the amount slider or option comes in. So when you come to amount, you can see you can turn up the amount, meaning when you turn this up, it's going to make the skin have greens, and the opposite of green, when you turn it towards the left hand side, is going to be adding magentas within the skin tone. So for this case, I felt like her skin was a little bit more on the green side, so I just want to add some magentas within the skin tone. I'm just going to come to saturation and simply desaturate slightly, because I felt like the saturation was a little bit on a higher end. I'm just going to come and turn down the lightness to make her skin look a little bit richer, just like that. And you can see right now we have a uniform skin color, but it has now affected the lips or the color of the lipstick, because the color was a little bit red or pink in color, and it falls within the range right here. So let me show you a quick before and after for the color grading or uniformity or unifying of the skin tone. You can see this is what we had before, and this is the after unifying the skin. Just look at the before and after. Let me just try zooming in. So look at the before, we have some color inconsistencies within the skin tone. We have some yellows, magentas, and some kind of reds right here. And after unifying them, everything falls in place. But we have one fallback or setback right here. You can see the color of the lipstick is not the same right here. So usually we don't want to tamper around or change or alter the color of the lipstick, and we just want to remain with the original color that was applied by the makeup artist. So in this case, just come and get, with the skin tone layer selected, just come and get the eraser tool, and you can simply press M on the keyboard to see the mask in full. And you can now just come and, using the eraser, you can just come and rub off the color grading from areas that you didn't want to, or from the areas that you didn't want to color grade in the first place. So just come, using the eraser tool, you can just come and rub the color grading from those areas. You can see that we have just cleaned the color grading from the lips of a model. So as soon as you press M on the keyboard, it's going to show you that the lips have now gotten back their original color, meaning we have still retained the original color in the makeup, but also unified the colors within the skin tone. So if at all the model is putting on, for example, a color that is going to be, or a color that is going to look a little bit more on the skin tone color, by this I mean, if at all the model is putting on an outfit that looks or that belongs to colors that are within the skin tone. For example, our model is putting on maybe greens a green outfit or yellow outfit or orange or red or even a magenta outfit. After you have color graded the skin tone or unified the skin tone using the same method or technique, make sure this layer has been selected. And now we don't want the color grading to affect the attire of the model. So what we want to do in this case, if at all I'm to press M, you can see the color grading is also going to be affecting the shirt of the model. So if at all I press M for mask on the keyboard, it's going to show you every area that has the mask, and it's going to be red in color. So meaning if at all the model is putting on, for example, or for instance, a color that falls within these colors right here, means that it is also going to be color graded according or to look like the skin tone, which is not nice at all. So in this case, if at all you don't want that to happen, you can simply press M on the keyboard to hide that mask, and with this skin tone or color grading layer selected, you can simply right click on it and simply come to clear mask. And as soon as you clear the mask, it is going to automatically hide the color grading from affecting the overall image. And as soon as you press M on the keyboard, you can see that there is nothing happening on the image. So we just want to come and get the brush. So meaning our brush is going to be carrying the color grading that we automatically cleared from the skin tone layer mask right here. So with that, as soon as you press M on the keyboard and you start brushing, you're going to be looking at that red color applied, or the mask applied as you're trying to paint around the skin. So in this case, you can now avoid areas that you don't want the color grading to affect. And if at all the model is putting on colors that belong within skin tone, for example, reds, yellows, magentas, oranges, you can simply avoid painting on them and simply use your brush and paint on only the skin, so that only the skin can be unified or color graded in this case. So let's just come and paint onto the model's skin in this case, just like that. And you can now skip or eliminate or keep away from painting on the makeup because you don't want to alter or change it. But you can still paint on the hair because the hair doesn't actually fall within the ranges or the color range of the skin tone. So I'm just going to paint and do a rough job right here, trying to paint in the color grading onto my model's skin, just like that. So let me just do a fine or a rough job right here, and I show you how it is done. So right now I've tried to paint in the color grading on only the skin of the model, while eliminating or while keeping out from the outfit and the makeup of the model. So if at all I press M once again, you can see the color grading has just been applied onto the skin, and it has not tampered or played around with the colors that are in the makeup or even the outfit itself. So these are two ways to use this magic skin tone adjustment tool in Capture. And if at all you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to subscribe this channel if at all you have been watching and you're not subscribed this channel. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and see you in yet amazing tutorials. And don't forget to keep practicing and also keep creating.